taking over the world, one nerd at a time. Total Nerd Takeover.
Hello, Chris Gray here, and I'm going to be reviewing a flashlight. Now, I know that may sound a little bit strange, but I happen to think that using flashlights, not only for work or when the power goes out, but using flashlights when you're doing video work can be very, very handy, especially when we're talking about very power-efficient LED flashlights. So I happened to stumble upon a company called or it's called Nebo, actually. I believe the company's called Nebo, N-E-B-O, and they make a flashlight. One is called the Big Larry Power Work Light, and it's fairly large. It's actually fairly large compared to the smaller version. We'll call it the Pocket Light. This one here is the camouflage. I believe it was $10 on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description, and it is extremely bright and powerful. It's 170 lumens. To take the batteries out, there's a bottom cap here. You just twist it off, and it's spring-loaded. There's 3 AAA batteries that power this. And it's 170 lumens for 5 hours if you left it on. That's pretty impressive. Now, what's really cool about this light is you don't have to just use it for a work light. It's also nice to have an LED flashlight like this if you're doing on-the-spot recording. So if you're shooting in a dark place with your iPhone, you could use this particular light as a quick light in your pocket to shoot at your subject so that you could have a little bit of light. Now, it's not going to be the most ideal light in the world, but it would be some kind of light to light the subject up. And of course, if you're using the flash on your iPhone or your smartphone, then that would give you even more light. So that's 170 lumens for very inexpensive. This one, this small version, I believe, cost about $10 on Amazon. I have a link in the description. And also, it has a pen hook on it, and it is magnetic. All right, let's take a look at its bigger brother. Okay, so the next light we're going to look at is also made by Nebo. It is called Big Larry. And let me just show you side by side what they look like. One is bigger than the other. Like I said, the magnet is back here on the smaller version, and on the large Big Larry, the magnet is on the bottom. The big version has a couple different modes. We have the high power mode at 400 lumens, and that would run for 4.5 hours on a fresh set of batteries. Low at 160 lumens for 15 hours, and it has a red hazard flashing light for 40 hours. That's pretty impressive. Now, this light here alone, I believe was about $18 what I paid on Amazon. I'll have a link in the show notes, and it is extremely bright. So I'm going to shut the studio lights off so you can see what the Big Larry looks like. All right, let's start with the first setting at 400 lumens. Now that's 400 lumens. That is an extremely bright light. Now imagine if you had this with you when you're doing a little remote shoot with an iPhone, or if you're lost in the woods, or you need a work light when you're, maybe working in the basement or in a dark place. Super, super bright. If I look up, it's going to blind my eyes, and I just can't say enough about the Big Larry lights. Just super, super nice. Now, if you buy both lights, I just want to show you what both lights would look like. If you wanted to have that extra light, this is what both lights would look like. So if you set the lights up at just the right distance and maybe offset them a little bit, you could use them to shoot video in a dark place and have these on the fly. And I mean, how convenient is that? Or having both these work lights in a dark area. So let me go back to the Big Larry. Now I'm going to switch it to the lower version, which will be at 160 lumens. So that's about 160 lumens. So you see it's not quite as intense, but you still will have a nice light. So if you wanted to do something with the video like that, that's pretty cool. Now let's look at the red flashing emergency light. And if you're stuck on the side of the road, or you're trying to direct traffic, if your car breaks down, you could use this to get people's attention. It's really nice. It doesn't say how many lumens the flash is, but it'll do this for 40 hours. LEDs are like magic. All right, so that was the Big Larry. In comparison, here is the smaller version. Different colors. This one is available in silver as well. Camo, blue, different colors, anodized aluminum. And and they vary in price. This one I paid for about $10 on Amazon at the time of this recording. For the Big Larry, I paid $18 as of the time of this recording. Both very, very powerful. And I also got this accessory, which is the belt loop, and it also has a piece of metal in the bottom. So you can take Big Larry here, and it holds it into the belt holster, and then you can walk around with it on your belt holster, and it comes off super easy, just like that. The belt holster accessory, I believe, was about $6.90. Also available on Amazon. I highly recommend the Big Larry and the Smaller Larry by Nebo. If you like them, look in the description and you can see the links I have. They're Amazon affiliate links. There's no extra cost to you. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you next time for another great video.